So now we have the land sloped, and if we look at a right side 3D view, we can obviously see that we have that sloped off. Okay, so let's go back to our site plan, and let's go SD for shaded. Now, there's a couple of different things we could go about doing right now. For instance, what if we wanted to put a road that or a driveway that was going up to the house? Okay, the best way to do that, if I click on this, you see automatically I get an opportunity to edit the surface, but I don't want to do that right now. What I want to do is I want to go back to my massing and site tab, and I want to use a function called subregion. Now, subregion is a command that allows you to define an area within your topo surface. So if I click on this, a number of things happen. First, I'm just going to draw the area I want to use. And what I'm going to do to make this easy, I'm just going to go up here to this rectangle function and modify, and I'm going to grab close to where the edge of my foundation wall is, and I'm going to draw something out, and I'm going to put a little extra on the side. All right, and I'm going to click that right there, and I'm going to just grab that, and I'll adjust this. You see how constraints are really helpful in Revit. Okay, so when I click on this, look, I can change that, and I'm going to go from 28.4. I'm going to make this 26 foot 0. Right, a little extra on the side. And where it is with the house right now, is probably good enough because I went to the edge, so I'm okay. Now, if I wanted to, I could come in and say, okay, make it 25 and nudge it in closer, or make it, but I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to leave that at even increments. I'll leave you to nitpick those kinds of things. Now, notice here's this sub-region, but notice it's asking me for a what over in the materials area. For the topography, it says, what category do you want this to be? I'm going to simply click here, get those three dots, and it's going to carry me to the material browser in a couple of seconds. All right. And up here, I'm just going to type in concrete, and I should get an option. Oh, I didn't spell that right. There we go. And we want cast in place gray. Okay, now this cast in place gray is going to show up grayish, but it's also going to have a surface pattern, and that's what we're looking at here. Also a cut pattern. So those are all fine for right now. I'm going to hit OK, hit finish, and now I have a sub-region. What do I mean by that? Now when I go look at this, I have a flat area. Now notice that area has no thickness, and in addition to that, it doesn't really kind of lead up to the front of the garage. So a nice way we can adjust that, if I click on this and say edit boundary, watch what I can do. I can go align AL on the keyboard, or I can simply come up to the align command. I can click the front end. Oops, let's try that again. Align to here, click that line, and now it goes all the way up to the house. So now I have an area within the topo surface that has a material that looks different. Okay, now some of you might be like, well, I wouldn't want all mud and dirt in my yard, and I tend to agree with you. So you know what we can do here? If we click on the topo surface, notice we also get that material option. And if you click on that material option, if you click over here and simply type in GRASS, there's nothing to give us grass. Okay, let's see. Cover. Doesn't seem like it's giving us anything here, too. Let's back out and see what we can find. Doesn't look like it's preloaded, right? So if it's not preloaded, do you remember what we have to do? I'm going to pause the video so we can talk for a moment. Okay, so I'm going to click here on that, the asset browser, and if I come in here and I type in GRASS, let's see if we get something. Lots of different types of grass, lots to pick from. I'm just going to grab the generic. All right, I'm going to upload it. Hopefully that works. I think I did it already. Then I'll close it. Now I have it in there, right? And if I look down here, oh, wait a minute. I made a mistake, right? It applied it. So I'm going to cancel this and I'm going to show you something. This is a great happy accident. And this is the problem that students have all the time. I'm going to cancel that. I'm going to go back here, right? Because my concrete hasn't changed. Notice that. What's the first thing I should have done? I should have came in here to one of these, like earth, right clicked and said duplicate, and then called this grass surface, right? And now that it says grass surface, I can go to the asset browser and I can type in GRASS. I'll go to generic grass, make that change, close this. Now my grass surface. So you always want to duplicate something that's there and then apply something to the asset browser for it. Then I can hit apply and OK, and now my surface should change. But why didn't it? People, it's all about these visual styles. Watch what happens if I come in here. Let's see what happens if I go in here and I say realistic. Let's see. It changes to grass. However, back here where it's shaded, if I click on this again and go into my grass surface, notice the shading aspect is still brown. So what I need to do is click on that, and then I can pick one of these colors, or I can go over to the Pantones. A lot of people like those Pantones, right? I can come in here and say, hey, let's use this 576 or this 577. Okay? Give it a second, hit OK, apply, and now my grass is showing as light green as I would expect it to in a shaded mode. So you see there's lots of steps to making those kinds of changes and making our topography look graphically like we want it to view, depending on the visual style that we are using. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this, let you get caught up, and then we'll move to the next step.